Willkommen, whatever you want to say for hello. I'm doing something that I haven't done in a while. It's called Mr. Penriquez's News Center, because everything goes through my door to get to yours. So this is within the last 2 days, about Monday, Tuesday. Refugees were rescued off the coast of Greece. There were several women, children on board, as well as, of course, men, obviously. The thing that you don't hear usually is that this civil war in Syria has been going on for 5 years, maybe even longer than that. But basically, there's flyover bombings going on quite a bit there. I've seen it. I've seen, periscopes of it. I've seen all sorts of stuff. And people risk their lives every day to bring that to us. But they don't talk about that. There was a protest going on, basically in Hong Kong, in Mongkok. No, gosh dang it. Yeah, Mongkok, Hong Kong, at Nathan Road. That's the name of the street there that this was on. It went all from 10 p.m. until, and as the Chinese New Year's Eve, 10 p.m. or the day before. Either way, and all the way up until the morning, and so it was pretty bad. Quite a few police officers, Hong Kong police officers, were hurt, and quite a few civilians were hurt. What happened was, basically, it's traditional for these street vendors to sell fish bowls. What are you? And Chinese New Year. Well, the street vendors never usually get a permit because they're only going to be there for one day, one night, and they usually clean up afterwards, and it usually has been okay. Especially when, apparently, the guy, he's lived in China his whole life. So, anyway, he said that it wasn't like that until the Chinese took over Hong Kong. And now the police are kind of brutal, crazy people. Anyway, so what basically what happened was, the people that usually go to get the fish bowls to the vendors, they are pro-democracy, and the Chinese government doesn't like democracy because they're a militant country. They got military kind of ruling more than everything. They're the People's Republic, of China, but it's not really a democracy. There's no kinds of voting for what your government does, all that stuff. Anyway, so these people are pro-democracy, and the police they went in, shut the vendors down, and they were doing it in a really, really terrible way. They weren't just like going and saying, "Hey, you guys can't be here. You need to leave." They literally went in, and the people were saying that they went in. They actually were hitting people and breaking the vendors, the vendors' booths down, like just breaking them, all sorts of stuff. So then, what ended up happening was the police stated that one police officer was being beaten by a board, so he fired in the air once, supposedly, and then fired at the guy or the crowd. I don't know if the person was injured or killed. Nobody said whether that person who may have been shot was shot. But they said that 2 gunshots, were fired into the crowd. So, or at least fired around the crowd and one into it. So then, all hell broke loose. I mean, just the police were getting beaten. The crowd started throwing glass bottles. There was fire in the streets. they were picking up bricks, like taking them out of the streets and, just breaking them apart from anywhere they could, and then throwing the bricks at the police. Several civilians and several police officers were hurt during this protest. One man was holding up his cane, asking the police to please not attack more people. He said, and here's a quote, "We are all Hong Kong citizens here. Please don't attack your own people." They were pushed back. It was kind of like a back and forth thing. The cops got the lead, and pushed them back, and then the rioters pushed them back, and it kind of went back and forth. And I heard that there might be another riot tonight because the police are apparently looking for revenge. Like, guys, just stop. Just stop. Police retreated several times during this, and the commander of the police in the morning, like when it was actually finally daytime, they lost control of their officers. Like, their officers were supposed to hold the line, and they just ran at the civilians, and then they were, of course, held at afterwards by commanding officers 3 times, saying, "Hey, you need to listen to us. We told you to hold the line, not attack them." So, anyway, and today in Bavaria, there was a train accident where 2 trains collided with each other, possibly going pretty darn fast. It was like 100-something kilometers an hour. I don't know. It was a lot. There were 9 people who died, and over 100 people were injured. And when the person was recording that, there was at least 2 people who may have been stuck in the trains. So, and the Bavarian, they need people in Bavaria to donate blood for all the surgeries that are going to be needed. So, if you live near Bavaria, or any way you can get there or something like that, especially if you have O positive blood or even O negative blood, because of that, and anything else, any kind of blood helps. So, anyway, and in sports, the Broncos won the Super Bowl. Broncos won Super Bowl 50. Anyway, so, and of course, Peyton Manning stated that he was going to go drink a bunch of Budweiser. And people were saying, "Hey, he must have been paid to say that." And he wasn't. However, he does own stock in 2 Budweiser bottling companies, or plants, I don't know. He's practicing the first rule of owning a business. You buy your stuff from yourself. You don't buy someone else's stuff and go, "Hey, I might make some money by selling to someone else." No, you buy your stuff first, and then you can say, "Hey, my stuff is this good," So, anyway, that's all that I have for news right now. Thank you. Merci. Danke. Thank you for watching. No, it's not brought to you by a leaf. Thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting, sharing, and
kissing your boy Travis.
Becoming a patron at the link below.